Hi, everybody. I'm here to draw a line between Tiananmen 30 years ago, what's happening in Hong Kong today. And I have a simple basic point, although I will elaborate a bit. I was in Tiananmen Square I witnessed the uprising in Beijing because that's what it was. We remember it as the massacre. It was the uprising and its suppression on the night of June 3rd to 4th. I saw what happened there. I walked out with the students in the morning. I saw China's army shoot its own people in the heart of its own capital. It gives us an idea of what China is capable of. But I think we forget. I think that we look at the photo of that lone man in front of a tank, which was actually taken a day later, after a great many more people had died. We love the inspiration that he stood up to that. But we also need to remember what preceded that, what followed that, what surrounded that picture. And we admire greatly the human spirit that stands up to something like that. But we need to understand two things about what's happening in Hong Kong. One is we haven't seen tanks in Hong Kong, and I'm not sure that they use tanks precisely if they do start killing people there. But it is the same showdown. It is exactly the same showdown. It's a different time, different people, different place, but it is the same contest between freedom and tyranny. It is the same contest between people living under China's rule, saying no to the Communist Party. Totalitarian rule is what I would call it these days. It's really moving in a bad direction again. And the government responding with everything you've just heard, the Orwellian lies, the force, and the threat, the tremendous threat that hangs over Hong Kong right now, where we're all holding our breath over what's going to come. And I keep hearing the same thing. People in Hong Kong, when I spent weeks there this summer reporting, something's on fire in here, you might want to check. People in Beijing kept saying to me the same thing that they have been saying in Hong Kong, which is tell the world the truth about China. Please tell the world what's happening here. Tell the truth, tell the world. It's what people say. Senator Cruz is right about that, about communist tyranny. We have got to, in America, we have to pay attention to this. And I think we have to do more than, I'm very concerned actually. Words are immensely powerful, but they don't stop bullets, okay? That's the big problem. It takes more than that. And what is going on here is an enormous confrontation, as we've just heard. It's not, Hong Kong is the front line right now, but this is between the free world and tyranny. This is the 21st century confrontation, and it is right now chiefly with China. And that's something where the United States, there are Americans in this room in the U.S. Capitol, needs to really focus its mind. It will, I won't go into the Hong Kong's trade status. Much bigger things are actually needed. Part of it is there is a military face-off going on in the Pacific that needs real attention. Another part of it is I think people should be thinking much bigger. One thing I keep wondering is why is nobody mentioning the Winter 2022 Olympics in China? Is there a reason that the free world should be going to those after this thing is playing out in Hong Kong right now? In other words, why pin all hope on a piece of legislation? Surely there are other ways and other things that can also be done with all the ingenuity. And finally, a word for all the free world and to Hong Kong, because you are part of it. I wish that the rest of China were. I wish that the demonstrators of 1989 had actually managed to put it over the bar. But as I said, words don't stop bullets. It is incredibly hard to create fully functioning free societies. America has poured blood and treasure into those projects for a long time in many parts of the world. It's really hard. I watched it. I worked for 4 years in Russia just after the Soviet collapse. It's really hard to create a fully functioning democracy. Hong Kong, we didn't pour any kind of aid into that. Hong Kong made it. Okay, it was a series of things that converge, but there it is. It is a democracy in search of institutions in which to reside, because right now they're infested by communist-appointed flunkies. And you don't ever let that go under. I mean, what the free world needs to do, and it's important for America, is not just stand with Hong Kong, but think, how do we actually save Hong Kong, given that words don't stop bullets? Thank you.